following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
She was around here a minute ago. Oh, there she is. River's just like sidling up to the group. Just like looking super innocent. And then she hugs Minuteman?
Yep.
He just sort of like looks like he sort of doesn't know what to do about this. Because human affection, what even? He's just like pat, pat, pat. And the River's just like, Dad, what are you doing here? Your mother sent us. And the River's just like, what? Of course she did. Of course she did. I'm not going back. It's in your best interest to go back. The army can take care of you. Yeah, the army can take care of me like a mafioso don. That's impolite. I know it's impolite. I'm not going back. I'm not going to be America's weapon. I want to help people, not destroy. Well, I can't force you to go, but you should at least retain some protection. Because I'm going to live a normal life with a bunch of giant Minutemen clomping around after me, no offense. Besides which, shouldn't you be looking for my brother? We don't know where to look. That's why we're available to come here. One of the Vanguard 2 will be like, we were even present when he was taken, and we could do nothing. It was just like, what, you were present, and you couldn't stop my brother being taken by... And you get the feeling she's starting to lose her shit.
Hey, River.
Yes, sorry. There are things beyond people.
I'll move close. I'll move closer in. Yeah.
There's a... No, you probably won't see that. She's like, I'm fine. I'm under control. I understand that there are things beyond even the greatest of people's ability to do anything about, and that these things happen, and I accept that. But I'm not going to accept this is a gross misuse of the resources that Minutemen are. Oh, Thomas, this is my father. He used to be my father. Now he's a soulless automaton. Minuteman just nods, like that's perfectly acceptable. One of the many atrocities my mother has committed. Your mother works for the best interests of the people. Yes, she totally does, and I believe that. Also, how do you know that? Don't ask. Because then I won't have to lie to you. I'm actually happy to see a family member. General's like, we should probably... I need to speak with the Minutemen. If you two will civilian away. Please. Thank you.
I'll find somewhere to sit down with River.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's just staring at you two. I mean, like, and amongst the things, you get repeated glances. Don't get me wrong, I'm actually always pleased to see a Minuteman. But you've got to admit, this is a gross misuse of military resources.
Oh no, I agree. But
an entire Vanguard squad. +1.
Yeah. Maybe Catherine could be genuinely concerned about it.
I suppose I should at least have some I suppose I should be charitable in my thoughts. Maybe that is possible.
I would like to hope that he does care.
He's not as soulless as he lets on. I don't think he actually remembers much of what used to be, but he does remember some things. Fairly sure Xander doesn't know, so
He doesn't know.
I should tell him. But then I have to tell him how I know. And then I have to tell him what she does, and no.
I've long come to the conclusion that it's best to let Xander figure that one out on his own.
By the way, I had checked Jania over. She's just like, she'll recover fairly shortly, if she hasn't already, and is just play acting. Like it didn't kill her.
The potty has a miss, and it's misusing the word kill. It said it killed her good so that they could fight again. So it's using the word kill instead of defeat, I suppose.
I wonder why.
It's just been taught only to...
So, anyway, it's time for cruel speculation about the unfortunate individual, mutant or alien.
Mutant.
That's pretty extreme mutation. That's pretty extreme.
Mutation plus experimentation.
Maybe you should have told it where the doctors were.
I don't even know that those were the doctors.
What was it doing here in an isolated... Never mind, I just answered my own question. Of course, it's here in an isolated facility miles away from anywhere, so that it's outside of United States jurisdiction, in an isolated lab with full denial, and if it just happens to blow up or something, then... No, it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't have to like it. It's going to go back into a lab, though, isn't it?
There isn't much we can do about that.
I mean, I just feel maybe a bit bad. That maybe we should have burnt it to death. Save it from being... They put parts of it into the particle accelerator, didn't they? I feel sick.
I don't really... How many people are around us? Like, are people just listening in on a conversation, or...
Let me find out.
Like...
There's one or two that are potentially within range.
I've got a 29 on a perception sheet.
There's one or two that are potentially within range and could definitely hear parts of that.
River, I don't generally trust the military to be as forthcoming as it should be. And I don't particularly trust some, but I think there are enough good people that work for the military. There is a chance that it may be helped there. More than we can do here. What can we do if it goes on a rampage? Words can only contain it for so long.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, I agree with you, but I feel... When you told me... And I just feel... You know when you were saying earlier that you wanted to be able to fix everything and help everyone and make everything right? And you can't. And you said it was hard to accept.
Yeah.
I understand now. I don't have to like it, but it's true. Can't really help everyone.
It feels like you could, right? Just did one thing different.
You don't understand. I have nearly unlimited power, thanks to what I did. I'm constantly figuring out new ways of using this nearly unlimited ability that I have. The temptation is there to try and fix everything, fix everyone, remap neurological pathways to get rid of mental instability. The idea that is right there that I could just reach out and fix everything. And I am at least grateful that I know that I should not try. But yeah, I kind of know where you're coming from. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Your mother arrives very suddenly. Like, you actually see her, like, running, and like an uncoordinated handicapped woman over to you, and she'll just, like, grab you into a big hug and, like, jostle you around a bit and be like, Thomas, dear God, Thomas! Thomas, are you all right? Thomas, please, for the love of God, answer me! Shake, shake. Thomas, answer me!
I'm fine. I'm fine.
What on earth possessed you to approach that thing?
Well, there wasn't really an alternative at the time.
Oh my God, Thomas!
No. There wasn't. The soldiers shot at it, and it shot the bullets back. It was going to get ready to tear up the entire camp.
So naturally you threw yourself into the line of fire without even thinking twice about what could possibly happen to my baby boy. The River's just like, Thomas saw a person who was hurt and needed outreach, so he did. And he was right, and it worked. I wouldn't have done it. No one else was going to do it. Was it perfect? No, but that's not a creature. It's someone who was... I empathize with them a lot, let me just put it that way. Mother seems slightly mollified, but she's still just like, you took years of my life, Thomas. Me in the middle of surgery, hearing about this, not able to stop. Bullets whizzing through the theatre.
Sorry.
You didn't do it. I mean, you did, but I don't know what I feel. I need rest.
Everything's okay.
There's a boing noise and a splash.
I'll turn.
The putty has arrived near you.
Oh.
It's just like doing the menacing slow rise and taking shape. Its head forms, tilting back in a large grin as its head cants to the side, and it's like, Thomas, I forgot to say, I'm sorry for making you scared. Because I should remind you, I told you I'd not fight you because you're so weak. But I thought you looked like you were thinking I might kill you. But I didn't. Obviously the soldiers that were, like, escorting it are, like, freaking out and thinking it's going to do a big attack thing, but, like, it sort of looks at you expectantly. Your mother has gone very pale.
Yeah, I'll like turn to it, and I'll put my hand out, like shake its hand.
It takes your hand and then sort of looks at it and goes, and then, like, gives it an enthusiastic cartoon shaking.
I really hope you can get it.
Where it's holding your hand, its skin is turning the color of your skin.
I see.
It's also changing into your shape.
Okay.
And texture.
Yep.
Wait, no, it can't do that.
Oh.
So it still feels like rubbery.
Yep.
You see?
But, like, the color is changing.
Yeah. You see? It can lift the image off the page. Take any shape you want. What?
Yeah.
It's like, in your voice, like, it can, like, take the image off the page. Take any shape it wants. It's the perfect toy. The perfect weapon.
I hope there comes a time when you don't feel that you have to be a weapon.
It looks at you with your own face and says, but I want to be. I want it so much. It just starts, the image just starts, like, going back to the way it was, thankfully.
Yeah.
sort of soldiers come from behind and be like, goo thing, I need you to stop being rambunctious and bouncing around and coming into the nice dropship like a good orderly being. Num num. The dropships, it's warm and comfortable in there, and not like out here. You want to go into the dropship. Of course, I'm coming. You do not need to punish me. I will obey. Like, its head just twists around and looks at you as it walks away. Like creepy.
It doesn't know any better.
I guess it was conditioned to obey military figures, I guess, or handlers. I really hope that they can... I really hope someone doesn't just seize this as an opportunity. I really... I feel bad for her. Stupid putty.
I'm not looking forward to having to deal with the military when I get back to America.
Oh,
The
right.
amount of, like, top secret things I've seen or heard while I've been here is astronomical.
You don't know shit yet, boy. She says, like, really cynically. Like the most jaded River. Like the most jaded fucking cynical she's ever said.
I didn't say I knew everything.
Well, that's actually good. Makes you human. Mother's just like...
Sit down.
Mother's just like, you know, for a kill crazy murder beast, that was a surprisingly... I don't know, safe encounter? Oh.
I did spend a while talking to it.
Yes, I heard! Well, I'll leave you alone with your mother. They're also loading up the crates and everything onto the back of the Pelican.
Ah, so they just take it, yeah. Yeah.
River sort of runs over to sort of hang around Minuteman. It's kind of pathetic.
No.
Yes.
Alright.
It's a little bit sad.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't think it's pathetic. Yeah, so Thomas will just sit down and just the Picard hand on forehead. And then just massage his temples.
Massaging your temples. Your mother just she'll just put her arm around you. You'd be like, you don't have to put yourself in front of every bullet. I know it's in your nature, but you could have died. Everything seems to be happening to you all at once.
But if I hadn't acted, everyone could have died.
I know. Just relax for a bit. Son of mine, and does behind all those rocks. Yeah. You'll spend some minutes there.
Yeah. What ends up happening, the Pelican just picks up and leaves.
It's...
The army doesn't come harass me.
Who doesn't?
The military don't come and harass me again.
Oh no, they're totally going to debrief you again.
Yeah.
Major Dozovic will sort of come over, or River will come over, and she has like that tall white one with the big sniper rifle with her.
Yeah.
River opens her mouth before the Major does. She's like, Thomas, I need your advice. The Army wants to leave one of the Minutemen here to watch over me, because apparently I'm very important to someone somewhere. Non-specific.
It's not an apparently, but sure.
Mm-hmm. I wanted some advice on how I can very politely refuse without offending an entire arm of the military.
Right. And so they aren't taking no for an answer.
They seem to have a lot of good reasoning behind what they want to do. Well, this, for example, this man here, she says deliberately, calling it a man, seems to be very insistent that she 6'1".
Oh fuck! Do I know this one? Hang on, because it showed up last season. But
Yep.
do I have? I know this one.
This is the one who
future?
this is the one who was associated with in recent media headlines with being with Xander Magruder, possibly. There was some speculation.
Xander's girlfriend.
You can't see into the helmet, but there's definite like body language of abashedness. It says, "Of course not. Do not be silly. I am merely interested in protecting him and his sister from a purely professional point of view, of course, and nothing else."
Right.
Like,
No, sorry. That's
it's been like this all the time.
we don't get a lot of news out here, so I just have the occasional newspaper. Want to be protecting Xander? Why wouldn't you go back to him now?
Because we don't know where he is. We cannot find him. I am deeply distressed by this. After all, he is such a brave, ordinary person. Such spirit. I have briefly had the opportunity to witness his bravery in person.
Yeah, well, I mean that's why I have no doubt he'll turn up again.
Of course.
So, you want to leave?
It was Mother's
Minuteman.
idea that maybe at least one of us might stay here and watch over young River. But
We're going into mainland China after this. You want to leave a Minuteman in? I'll take a Minuteman.
you're fading out.
Oh, sorry. But we're going into mainland China after this. You want to take a Minuteman into mainland China?
I'm sure something could be worked out. It's just like, but then you,
No, but then we get into huge amounts of problems with the locals. We're allowed to go in there because we don't show up with overwhelming military force. You know, a Minuteman can't really be walking around in Zhao. And since the operative thing here is River is to do as she wishes to do, if she wants to go back into mainland China, you can't exactly follow her as a Minuteman. I would think. Perhaps you could figure something out with one of the warlords, but I don't consider it. I don't actually think it would be likely. You could come to an agreement.
of course, it does make some sense. I guess I will have to abandon you.
I understand your
own.
desire. I understand your desire to protect River. It makes sense to me, but we have to look at the bigger picture and River's own agency as well.
Of course, it does make some sense. I trust you will remain safe. She will just turn around and leave. Man, what is with her?
She has a thing for Xander, right?
I mean, there's no hope of that. She's a Minuteman, he's a human. An ordinary, normal human. She has no other priorities but what she's been given. I feel... It feels strange to me. I don't know. I want to feel bad for her, but, like... Did she choose this?
I feel bad for all of them.
But even that one in the black with the rocket pack, I mean, you gotta admit, he's really cool.
But
probably hangs up on people first and everything.
Just being cool doesn't mean you haven't gone through what they went through.
I mean,
Intuitions don't take to everyone.
I mean, I only sort of know things around the edges of that, but...
I'm aware that it's a horrific experience. That's about it.
Why does everything have to be monstrous? How much blood is on my hands from this, I wonder?
Ow.
The Kelly party certainly seems to be very interested in making sure that you think well of them.
Yeah.
She says, with a sly grin.
I mean, advantageously, it didn't pick up on me as a threat, but I think that meant it actually took time to form a connection in a sense. It has this urge to please the doctor, and I mentioned it was a doctor, so I think that
both River and your mother get this look of, like, instinctive revulsion. Ugh. Your mother's like, they conditioned it like a dog.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder what the ethical commissions are doing.
They clearly aren't operating here in China.
Anyway, I was going to go see your father. You should both come along. You need a break.
Yeah. So did the Major leave again? Because I thought you said the Major came.
Major has just been standing there watching all of this, and he's like, I don't suppose I can get a word in edgeways.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
Look, I thought you'd want to know what we got some information out of geez, what's his name? Frank Hamilton.
Yep. Yeah.
He's been passing off the supplies to a guy who hangs out near a shoe shine place in town, a part of a big crime syndicate, stealing from a bunch of these places. Thought you'd want to know.
That makes sense. Thanks.
But look, you need to take a night off. You've been through way too much.
That's the plan, Major. That's the plan.
Now, I'd like to borrow your young friend, if that's all right with her and you. I was like, me? Yeah, if you don't mind hanging out with a crusty, stupid army guy for just a little bit. Looks at you.
It's up to you, River.
Okay, I guess. Come on, this way. Yeah, I'll head off towards the performance center, the training compound region.
Yep. Yep. Well, I can see what he was trying to do, but he succeeded in making her very uncomfortable.
Well, the military mind is very simple and clumsy and unsubtle. But, I believe he means well.
I think so, too.
Which, you know. Anyway, let's go see your father. He's your father? No Charles to be seen anywhere. He sits up in bed, he has a big smile, he's like, there's my boy. Hostage negotiating, talking down the mutant criminal, approaching their level, understanding their pathos, textbook empathy. That's what you need to be a good policeman. Understanding, empathy, the willing to take the time to really connect. You did a good job. Your mother's like, don't encourage his recklessness. Of course not. You're a bad boy. Don't ever do it again.
It's sort of like have like a wry smile.
He's got that one of the lads smile.
Yeah.
Mother's like, you're both insufferable.
You can't help it sometimes, you know.
I was getting a blow-by-blow account from an excited young guard. A pink putty monster bouncing around the place, fighting some kind of ultra girl. Very exciting. I'm glad as few people were hurt as they were. That situation could have exploded out of control at the drop of a hat.
Yes, almost did a few times, but
thanks to your ridiculous numbers, it's all good. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that.
He doesn't say that.
You must be exhausted. The last few days will have been extremely taxing. You need a vacation? And I have just the thing for you.
Oh.
Just outside of Hong Kong, beyond the blockade, sometimes the Chinese soldiers let you go out there. There's a hill overlooking the bay of the British city of Hong Kong. And at night, it's breathtaking. You should take your little friend out there and relax. Take some real food. Enjoy the view. Clear your mind. It's important to clear your mind after an important case. You don't want to get bogged down in the weight of the world. You must listen to your father, relax, and don't fight things. Oh, now, Eleanor, he didn't fight anything very specifically, didn't. He just jumped in front of a apparently very violent entity at the time. Yeah. Like a boss. She's like, I know where he gets it from. That's actually just Kid texting me that he's leaving work. It's funny, I never took him off the Saphiro ringtone. It's so bad. Not cutting that out. You're awful. Fucking. It's just because I have to sit across from this guy, and he's just got this sus beard, and you know he's just thinking about dogs and how to fuck them the whole time. You know the whole
just that guy,
just that one sleazy guy. You know, he's just like.
Yeah.
Greasy.
You know, he's got this like look on his face all the time. That's kind of happy, like this, just like, yeah, I've blasted my crotch with searing hot resin. Got my powdered glass condom. I'm all good to go. Dog me up, boy.
Jeez.
Anyway, we better finish off this evening. I actually think you'll be done with Hong Kong in like another, like maybe 3 hours? That's all that's probably left? Yeah. So like maybe one more session done with Hong Kong. Of course, you're not going to really have an opportunity with like study and all that, but like I said, my non-afternoons time is basically completely empty, so just hit me up.
Yeah,
when you
I'll
want
try to...
But like, let's at least polish off tonight. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thanks. And how are you feeling?
Oh, I could just get out of bed right now. Says the clearly really tired, very fatigued. Like, you know, body's energy being drained in recovery.
Yeah.
But it's best to keep the doctors happy. My mother's just like, oh, when is that bit a priority? Oh, no. I'll have plenty of time to spend with you as soon as I'm out of this bed. Bruce. You know, you're only in this position because you decided to try and solve every crime on base. Well, I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that pesky poison.
I also did that.
Well, I haven't completely solved the theft ring yet. Bet you I solve it before you. Especially since you're taking the night off. Check and mate.
Might get the lead on me there.
Mother's just like... You hear the sound of the pelican taking off into the air from outside. Mm-hmm.
I'll turn to my mother. You know, I don't take actions that are just reckless. I do things if I think. I don't do things that I just think are unsafe. At the time, when I stepped in front of the body, it wasn't exhibiting anything hostile.
It had just shot a bunch of people, I was told.
It had been shot. It started growing. Everyone opened fire on it, and then it flung all the bullets back. That could be a defense mechanism, I wasn't sure. I didn't think it was incredibly unsafe. Did I think it was safe?
Charles walks in wearing a sling with an egg and fish and distinct gap platter. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize others would be here. Carry on, please. Do not allow me to interrupt. Mother's like, no, I understand, but I'm your mother, and I still get this icy hand of fear in my heart whenever I hear you've done something that is dangerous. It's a protective mothering instinct. I don't think you do things because you think it's just like a daredevil thing, but I'm still worried.
I know. Just try to trust me. I won't take unnecessary risks.
But you will take risks.
I will.
Oh, come on, Eleanor. It's not like he's the Black Knight or anything.
Does he say that?
No! I'm tempted to, but, like, that would be just a bit... No, let's say something like, oh, come on, Eleanor. It's not like he's the gamer or something. Then they'll share a laugh. And Charles will be like, oh, no, of course not. He's too tall. You'll finish. I'm sorry, I did not bring any dinner for the rest of you. It's like, Charles, prepare a picnic hamper of some kind of real food for my son. He's going to relax outside of the city. Of course, sir. He'll just take a napkin out of his sling and like put it on the side. Just in case runs his mouth a bit too much, sir. I know how much one enjoys his egg. Yes, I used to quite enjoy egg and bacon. But eggs just fine. Very good, sir. Charles, like, glides out of the room. Her mother's like, why does he have a sling on?
I don't know.